Hi guys, this is Dr. Anna and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, as you can see in the title, is about how to prepare for your BTS exam 1 week prior to your exam. So as this Rajiv Gandhi University have already announced the exam date after postponing for multiple number of times. I hope they won't postpone it again. So it's on 15th of October. So all the students might be a little panicky at this time. I know how the situation are, but you don't have to worry. You have studied enough because you've got enough time this time, right? And also a few of you must be writing your exam for the first time, first years. So yeah, I hope this video help you in planning your studies. And this is not coming from an expert, just a disclaimer. I'm just telling you, I'm just gonna tell you my experience, how I used to study and how I used to follow the study routine every time. So I hope this video will help. So without further ado, let's get started. First question arises is what to study. So now I will divide the group of students into two groups. One a group of students who have already studied, okay, and another group of students are those who have not studied and who want to pass, just passed in this 1 week period. So if you ask me that can you pass just studying for 1 week, I'll tell you that yes, you can pass if you follow a smart study routine. And if you study smart, yes, you can pass. I see many students who study just for a week before exam and they pass, sometimes get very good marks also. You know, I was not among those. I don't have that superpower, but yes, you can. So if you are among the first group of students who have already studied, but you are a little scared now how to revise everything what you have studied. So what I want to tell you, according to me, is that you have to study now in selective pattern. That means that you have to study notes what you have already made. You have to study those notes now. You don't have to go through textbook now and study according to how you are gonna write in your paper, okay? In that pattern you have to study. And also past year question papers, you have to go through all of them. You have to make time schedule so that you can finish all of it, like all 10 years, 15 years, 20 years or so on. Your university paper, that is very important, you have to do, because most of the questions they will be repeating most of the time. So you don't have to take chance or risk, because you have to be thorough with it and you have to finish it before you go for your exam, okay? So make time schedule and include your question papers and those notes which you have made, so that you can study it during this time. So now if you want to study anything new, then you can study, but you don't have to go and study paragraphs by paragraphs in the textbook. This is not the time. You have to study in points. So what you can do is you can make notes for this also. Take your notebook and start making notes. Again, notes also not in a detailed way. Just make the content, how you are going to write. Like if you are writing about any drugs, then you have to write like introduction, classification, and also adverse effects, side effects, like just point by point, okay? Just write in a paper so that it will stay in your mind. You can do that if you are studying anything new, but you don't have to go to the textbook and start reading in detailed study. This is not the time for that, okay? Now for the next group of students who have not studied the whole year but wants to study and pass during this time. So how you have to study? First thing you need to have is BDS Companion or any book like Josna Rao. You have to have those books where you can find the answers. And second thing you need is that question papers, okay? All the previous year question papers. And you have to check in the question papers which questions are the most repeated questions. So first finish that, because those are the most important ones and which has chances of getting repeated again. So finish those and study accordingly, okay? After finishing those, you have to study all other questions also, how much ever you can, all the subjects. Make time schedule and finish all the papers one by one, how much ever you can. This is not the time to make notes. What you can do is take a color pen or highlighter to start marking in that BDS Companion which you have, and start marking the points what you have studied, and keep repeating and revising how much ever you can, and make time schedule as I have already told you. That will help you, okay? This way you can pass. And keep your books aside, because this is not the time to go through textbooks and find answers now. So you don't have to do it until you don't find any answers in the BDS Companion or Jyotsna Rao. So for you guys, must have is BDS Companion or Jyotsna Rao or any other book which is similar to that. And another thing is question paper. Okay, this will be the lifesaver for you. So second thing I'd like to stress on is on making timetable. It is very important because it will keep you on track and it will show you how much time you have for each subjects and for everything what you need to study during this period. Okay, so making timetable is very essential. So before you start this studying for this last week, you have to make a strict timetable so that you don't waste any time and you utilize all the time according to your need for whatever subjects you want. Next very important personal tip which I want to give you all is that don't panic. Panicking is not going to do anything good. It's just gonna waste your time. So don't panic. If you have studied for a whole year but still feel that you have not studied enough and you have lots to study, then it's just in your head. Yeah, there will be something which you have not studied even if you have studied for a whole year. Okay, it's not only for you, it will be same for everyone. No one have studied everything. There will be some points or some topics which you must have not done, which you can do in this time period rather than wasting time in panicking and stressing yourself. So don't waste your time in panicking. Another very important tip is to take a rest. Yes, you don't have to stress yourself and sit for hours and hours. Sometimes you know what happens is that whatever we can study in 1 hour, just because we are stressing and sitting for long hours without taking rest, it is taking us 3-4 hours. So it is just utter waste of time. So take rest whenever you are feeling little tired. Just go for walk or for 5 minutes, or go talk to your parents or friends, whoever is there in the house for a while. It will make you refreshed and you have to do that. Okay, don't sit for hours and hours wasting time if you are feeling that you are tired. One day before exam, try not to study many new topics. This is very essential because sometimes what happens is that we seek new questions, then we will start studying everything new. Then you will not get time to revise the older things which you have done, and which will be the major part of your what you have studied. Okay, so what you have to do is, if you have already revised everything, then you can study new topics, but not so many. So many new topics before a day is not a good idea at all. Learn diagrams and flow charts. It's very important because that will give you more marks, because for examiners it will be easier to correct when they see flow charts and diagrams. Okay, diagrams is very important, that you have to learn whatever important diagrams you have in whatever subject you are studying. You have to learn that and go. Okay, that will carry most of the marks, so don't forget that. Another very important tips which we students often ignore is to get a good night's sleep one day prior to exam. It is very important. At least 5 hours of sleep is very important. If you have lots to revise, then I won't tell you that get 8 hours of sleep, but at least 5 hours is very important, because I have experienced it myself. If you don't sleep enough, if you study for a whole night and if you go there, then what happens is that your brain loses ability to think and it will go blank at times, and you will not get that energy to think. Okay, so yes, good night's sleep is very essential before you go write your exam. So just a reminder. So guys, these were the few important study tips which I wanted to share with you all. I hope this video helps, and there will be another video on how to write your BDS exam, again sharing my personal tips to write BDS exam. So yeah, I hope these videos are helping you all. So please do let me know in the comment section if you find these videos useful, and if you have any other video requests, please do let me know in the comment section so that I can make them. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give a big thumbs up and also share with your friends so that they can also benefit from this video. And the last thing I want to tell you is that all the very best for the exam. Write well and do well, and yes, I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, take care, bye bye, stay safe and stay healthy.